Today's math strategy video is on adding and subtracting fractions. So before we get started adding and subtracting fractions, I just want to do a quick little review of equivalent fractions. So I have a fraction bar right here, and I'm going to shade in this portion to be 1/3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/3 and I'm going to multiply it by 2. So this would be 2/2, which anything over itself is going to be 1. So this is what's going to lead me to find an equivalent fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm multiplying it by 2. I'm going to cut these sections in half. So now that I've cut these sections, each little piece in half, each of the thirds in half, I'm going to have a new fraction. So now I have 1/2 out of 6. So this would be 2/6. So 1/3 is equal to 2/6. And then I'm going to do this again. I'm going to erase this part right here. I'm going to erase this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshade it with orange. Now I'm going to multiply this 1/3 by 3/3. So that means I'm going to break these sections into thirds. Now I've got a new fraction. So this would be 1/3/9. So 1/3 is also equivalent to 3/9. Let's do one more just to make sure that we fully understand. So I'm going to shade this portion back in. Let's go back with our pink. Let's multiply it by 4. So that means I'm going to shade, or I'm going to cut all these into 4 sections. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 12s. So 1/3 is also equal to 4 12. So that's how you can generate equivalent fractions. And this skill will come in handy later on when we're adding and subtracting them. Okay, so let's look at using a number line to add fractions. So let's look at if we wanted to take 2/3 and add 3/4 to it. So since I'm adding, I am going to have kind of an open number line. So I am going to start at 0, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make it stop at 3/3 because since I'm adding to it, I might need more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start labeling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it into, thirds right now, but I'm just going to count up thirds, and then 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, and let's just have this be 8/3. I know it's a little bigger, but it's okay. So now I've got this broken into thirds. Know that right here is a whole, and then here would be another whole. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to break each of these sections. Let's do blue. I'm going to break them into fourths. Okay, and so let me go back and let me kind of, we were here at 2/3 and we wanted to add 3/4. So what I need to do first is I need to think about, okay, 3/4. 3/4. So now what I've done is I've broken these into, if I look at this whole right here, each whole has now been broken into, 4, 8, 12. It's been broken into 12. So I need to know what 3/4 would be equal to. I need to find an equivalent fraction. 3/4 would be equal to what over 12? What fraction of a 12 would be equal to 3/4? Well, another little trick is I can say, 4 times what number will give me 12, and I will multiply that same number by 3. So what number can I multiply? Well, that would be 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So 9/12 would be equal to 3/4. So what I'm going to do, remember, don't start back here at 0. I've already got 2/3. So this is what what I have right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another 9. Since they're already broken into 12s, this will be easy because I just need to count up by 9. So I'm going to actually just count by 3s, and so I'll have 3, 6, 9. So this would be 1, 2, 3. So this would be that would be the first 3 12s, and then 1, 2. This would be another 3 12s, and then this would be another 3 12s. So right here, this is how much I have. So that would be, this was 3 12s, 3 12s, and then 3 12s. So let me just erase this little part right here. So 3 12s plus 3 12s plus 3 gives me my 9 12s. You can also just count by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, remember, this is not equal to 4/3. This is, it's one little section over. So I actually have one whole here. I have one whole, and then so one whole. And then from here to here is my next whole. So I actually have 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 whole and 5 12ths. 1 whole and 5 12ths. You can also, now that I know that 12 is my, common denominator here, I can, find an equivalent fraction. So 2/3 would be equal to, what would that be? 3 times 4. So that would be 8 12ths would be an equivalent fraction for that. And then I already found my equivalent fraction for 3/4. So 8 12ths plus 9 12ths would give me 17 12ths, and that would give me 1 and 5 12ths. But this is using a number line. Let's look at one more example. Okay, let's say that we want to subtract. Let's say that we have 4/5 and I want to subtract 1/6 because we are using different denominators. So that's why our number line comes in really handy. So I'm going to do that same strategy before. I'm going to break this into fifths, but since I'm not adding, I know that this can be 5/5. I know that I can just stop at the nearest whole. So I'll have this. So this would be 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5. So I know that this is what I have here. I have 4/5, but I'm actually going to be taking away something. So I'm going to be going back. Make sure you don't go forward. So I'm going to do that same strategy. I'm going to break this into 6 now. Okay, now since I have 1/6, but now I've got a different denominator. I have, what is this, 6 times, I've got out of 30, my denominator is out of 30 because I can just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I've got 30 sections, so I have 30ths now. So I need to know of 1/6. 1/6 would be equivalent to what over 30? So this would be 5/30. So I know that I just need to go back 5 spots. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what I have now. Now I just know that I just need to count up, and that's going to give me what I have left out of 30. So I have 1, 2. Remember, this is where I started. This is what I'm taking away. I'm subtracting this. So this section right here is what I have left. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are each 6 sections. So I have one set of 6, 12, 18, 19. I have 19 30ths left. So another way to look at that is if I have 4/5 and 4/5 is equal to 24 over 30, and I want to take 1/6 away, and we said 1/6 was equal to 5/30. 24 minus 5 is 19 30ths. So There is our answer, and using a number line to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. That's the end of today's math strategy video.